Hey everybody, Hatcher here from Gaming News, Reviews, and Tips, GNRT, and we're back in the cockpit of our F-18 here in DCS World. And I've got a really important tip I'd like to share with all of you beginner DCS World players out there, especially for the F-18, to get the most out of your air-to-air combat radar and your situational awareness. And this is something that is in the manual, but it's only briefly covered. So I'm hoping here I can share with you how to get the most out of your own air-to-air radar and the situational awareness page. Going to do that by walking you through my normal startup when I'm on the carrier and making sure that I have all of my systems on because again, they are integrated together. But essentially, if you can harness a few different things and combine them into your air-to-air radar, you're going to have a much better idea of the airborne threats that are going on out there. And in order to do that, you're going to need to use your EW page or the electronics warfare, your SA page, your situational awareness. You're going to have to make sure MIDS is turned on. And MIDS is something that allows you to not only have your own radar on your screen, but data that comes from other fighter aircraft and AWACS relayed back to your computer screen so that you have it on your situational awareness page and on your radar. It's of huge importance. So let's take a look and see what we have here. First thing that I like to do is I like to bring up my electronics warfare page and then make sure that I have my ALR 67 turned on. When you do that, you're going to see that we have all of the different radars that are detecting us right now here on the ALR 67. I also like to turn on my dispenser switch so that my countermeasures are good and ready to go. Okay, good. We have that set up. Next, we need to take a look at our situational awareness page. Just for instructional purposes here, I'm going to scan out to 160, so maximum range. Right now, we can see the threats that are not hidden in the mission editor. And these are primarily ground threats that are on the mission editor, and we can also see the range that they have. But we want to know more than that. We want to know about those airborne threats that maybe the AWACS radar is picking up or other fighters that are on our side are picking up with their radar. So how do we go about and do that? Well, we have to turn MIDS on, and it's not all that intuitive. If you take a look here on the UFC, you'll see this button called DL. That's actually the MIDS, so that we're turning on and able to send and receive information to and from other aircraft and AWACS. So if you push that and then push on, you're going to see the on comes up in the UFC. And then lo and behold, if we look at the SA page, boom, we've got some airborne targets that the AWACS has picked up. And now they're relaying that back to us. So right away, we know what fighters are in the area. And we also have some basic information about them as well. So if we take a closer look here at the SA page, we can actually assign the TDC to whatever page you have the SA on, and then slew the TDC around. And if you hover over one of these airborne targets, not only can you see what heading they're going by the little vector that's on there, you can see their altitude. So for example, this guy's at 21,000 feet and he's going at Mach 0.8. So right away, we know a little bit more about them. If you want to zoom in on that target, because it's usually not just one, they're overlapping, don't forget we're quite far away. If you look at the bottom right-hand corner, it tells you the heading at the bra, so 352 degrees, and he's 116 nautical miles away. If you push this EXP button, that's going to expand the area and focus in a little bit more right where he is. And now it's centered it there, and you can see there's actually two bogeys there, okay? So now we know that there's two targets in that area, and they're at about 23,000 feet. So we've got some basic target information. And this same data is going to be available in our air-to-air radar as well. So let's get up in the sky and we'll take a quick look at that as well. Okay, so now we're up in the air. We've got our electronics warfare page on the left EDI, center console. We've got the situational awareness page. I always like to refer back to that, especially if I'm trying to track targets, because like I said, I can get their elevation from it. And then we've entered air-to-air mode. I'm going to arm actually, just in case we get into battle here. But and now we've got our range wall search, or our own radar, scanning back and forth here. Right now, our radar has not picked these targets up, but I just wanted to show you that AWACS is now sending this information not only to our SA page, but also to our own radar page, so that we can keep better track of these threats. So even though our radar hasn't picked them up and we only have basic information about these targets, we at least know generally their range. So in this case, the radar is set to show us up to 160 nautical miles. and these targets are about middle of the way, so they're about 80 nautical miles away from us. And then we can try and fine tune our radar so that we can actually pick them up on our own radar. Anyway, in future videos, I'm going to go into a little bit more depth how you can kind of use the two together, the situational awareness page and the range wall search page and TWIS in order to get the most out of the radar. But hopefully this is a good start in you being able to fine tune and have the best picture of what's going on around you. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe or give me a like, or feel free to leave a comment down below. It encourages me to do more videos, and hope to see you in DCS World.